This is Iron Trader. It is hump day, which means it is crude day. Now, the API report yesterday came out, and they had a pretty good draw on crude, almost 2.8 million barrels, and he had a draw on gasoline, about 513,000. So that was actually pretty good. Now, remember, the EIA report will be out today at 10:30 for crude oil, and let's just see if it can be a market mover. Now, crude is moving up here a little bit. Basically, that tropical storm turned into a hurricane there in the Gulf region. We have to see how much that's going to actually develop and what's that actually going to turn into. Okay, so as usual, we are going to review crude oil here and natural gas. This video is for information purposes only, not a recommendation to buy, sell any stock, commodity, ETF. Please like, subscribe. Thanks for watching. Okay, here we have crude oil daily and weekly chart. Now, before we get started, remember the CPI report will be out today, and the PPI report will be out there tomorrow. Okay, now the Fed is meeting next week, but what they're in this week here is they're called that blackout period. Okay, so they're going to be watching this information here on the CPI and the PPI very, very closely, and then next week they're going to be meeting. But I really think they're going to raise, cut by a quarter point is what I think. Some people are saying about a half a point, but I think they're going to do like a quarter point, just like I've been predicting here for the last, I don't know, year and a half, okay? And then I think they'll slowly look at the information and see what happens by the end of the year, okay? So let's take a look here at crude as a daily chart. Now, we can see here yesterday we put in a really pretty good low here at 65.27, and today we have what they call an inside day. Your high and low is the inside of yesterday's candle, but again, it's way early, okay? So what we're looking at here for is when you look at the weekly chart yesterday, we had that it looks like a bottoming tail, but we're not sure on that yet. Okay, so 65.27. So your next level here is going to be right here, which is going to be well, that was 65.38. I say your next level is going to be right here at 64.36. Okay, so if this law is lost here, this 65.37, then we're going to come right to the bottom of that candle, 64.36, and then here's your big target at 63.64. Now again, if we go below that and you crack below that, you're going to hit that 60 level and probably that 57, maybe even 55 level here very, very easily here. But once we get down to the level, I'll bring up a chart on a weekly and on a monthly chart, and I'll show you exactly where we're going to go. But for today, what we really want to watch is yesterday's high and low. Okay, so you want to watch that 65.27. That's going to be very, very key. And then what we want to do is we want to watch that high yesterday of 69.08, because right above it you have this 69.12, and that is going to be very, very strong resistance. You can see, like I always talk about, when that price is below that 8-day, see how that is? It just can't get it. So this is going to be very, very strong resistance. Now again, say it blasts right on up here. Well, then all we do is follow the candles here. Okay, so you got a 70.13, you have 70.82, and then we have that 71.46, which is basically just the bottom of that candle. And then we can rally it up here. You have that 72.20, 72.58, but this is what you're going to be looking for, is that 21 simple moving average at 72.98. Now, seasonality is not in favor of crude on the long side. I am short, and I just look for scalps on the long side. We'll see how this is all going to shake out here. Okay, so actually, yesterday I was actually scalping the short because we had a good rally up and then all the way on down again. So you can run it both ways here, long and short. Seems to work out very, very good, especially in this time period. I'm not going to get too excited here because you have a lot of resistance. Now, when you look at this 8 SMA, see how that's rolling? 21-day, 50-day. Now your 100 days about ready to cross your 200. There's nothing bullish about this chart. Now, I'm not saying that this can't reverse here, but realistically, you have to close above this 8 SMA here. Then we can reverse this pattern and take it right back on up here again. Okay, so like we had here. Okay, so we had that downtrend, and then we can reverse that pattern, but that 8-day has to curl up. But right now, I don't see any of that. So here for today, what you want to watch is just watch that 65.27. That's going to be very, very key. If that's lost here, you're going to come right to that next level at that 64.36, and then 63.64. There is your big target. On the upside, you basically, what you want to do is just watch yesterday's high, that 69.08, and then right here is that 69.12. That's going to be very, very key. Now, RSI here, where we're holding on the bottom here, but, even though we're holding, we're not oversold, but you're still, we got to see how this is going to shake out because, we had green candles here too, green candles there too. That doesn't mean anything, okay? So Again, here, your MACD, that's completely bearish. Green over your red, that's never good. Green over red here. This is RSI here. There's really nothing here that says that this is bullish and this is going to go higher. Okay, so now all your simple moving averages all rolled over here on your weekly chart here also. So realistically here, any kind of a long trade, I think what you do is you sell into it. Okay, you don't say I'm going to go long here and this is going to go to 80, 90, $100. That's just not going to happen at this time period. Now remember, October 2nd, which is right around the corner here now, OPEC has their meeting, so you want to put that on your back burner. You're going to want to pay attention to that. What they want to do is that the voluntary cuts that they were going to get rid of that and add that onto the market. They changed that now. Okay, so but we got to see how that all going to shake out. But even if they cut this time of the year, you just don't have that demand. Okay, I'll give you an example. Okay, you had a draw on crude of roughly 2.7 million barrels, but last week we had a draw in crude of 7.2. So there's a big, big difference there, and as the time progresses and as the Labor Day passes on by, the summer driving is done, okay, situation. Okay, so just remember that. Okay, let's take a look here now at natural gas. Okay, here we have natural gas. Your daily chart is all stretched out here nicely. Okay, so you can see where you hit that low all the way down here, 1.52. Then we had a lot of sideways action here. Okay, but this was some good, really trading action. And once we had that contract roll gap, and then she rallied right on higher. Okay, so now we got to see. Now you're coming into the time period of the old natural gas here. Okay, you're going to winter time, and usually when you look at a seasonality chart, and if you want to look at seasonality chart, just go on my playlist. It's all right there. Or you can go to equityclock.com, seasonality on anything that you want. Okay, but right now seasonality is in favor of the old crude, of natural gas. I'd say short on crude, long on natural gas here till like the first, second week there of December. So what we have here is sideways action here for quite a lot of days. This was that contract roll. So let's just take a look here right now on the downside. Okay, so you're really trading here 2.20, that's that 8 SMA here, and then right here on the upside you're looking at 2.24. So you're right there, right in the center here. So these are getting squeezed, and eventually something is going to give. Okay, so the downside here, what you want to do is watch this key level right here. Okay, this is that 8-day 2.20, and then right below that we have that 50-day at 2.16, and then we have your 21-day sitting at 2.15. That's all going to be your key support levels here. That's what you're going to be trading. Now, when you look at the bottom of yesterday's candle, you have 2.125. Okay, and you come over here 2.11. Okay, so you have like a double bottom situation here. The key is it going to hold there on a closing basis? So you have a double bottom. Now again, if that 2.117 is lost, then we just follow the candles down here. 2.07. You got 2.02. There's your gap. 1.97. There's your fill, and then 1.94, 1.90, and then your big retest down here at 1.87. But right now here, with seasonality here, I think what you can do is probably get a sideways action. See how this went sideways? You can get a sideways action until you get some kind of a, demand kind of a situation. Now, usually on Thursdays, that EIA report's been coming out Thursday. It's been really a good market mover here for natural gas. So you can get some good trades off of that situation. Now, last week we had we had a build, but a lot smaller build than what was expected, and that's all that matters. Now, remember, it's not just always the news, but it's the reaction to it. That's the key in trading. Okay, so let's take a look at the upside. Right here, you want to look at this 2.248, say roughly 2.25. That's what you got to get. That's going to be your big resistance level. If we can get above that, then obviously you're going to go right to your price channel at 2.30, and then we have your 100-day roughly at 2.32. Okay, but right now you're trading between this 8 SMA here and this 200 SMA. You got to see which way this is going to break. Now, you really need to close above the 8-day, the 50-day, and the 21-day. That is going to be key. We start closing below that, then our natural gas can come off here pretty easy here, very, very easy. But I think she's going to be either sideways here or flat, to up kind of a situation. So today what you want to watch is just watch that 8-day, very, very key. Watch that 50-day and that 21-day, okay? That's going to be key. So what you're really doing right now is you're trading between that 21-day here, okay? So you can see this, see how it jammed up here and it went all the way up here, but you're holding that 21-day. So you're really trading between the 21-day here and this 2.30. So that's what you just want to watch. Now, again, we can get above this. Then we just bring these price channels across. See, we have some really nice targets up here. See what you got there? You got 2.35 level. You have 2.38 level. We have 2.45 level, and then we can just keep railing right on up here, that 2.48. And see, we just keep on right on climbing here. But the key is you have to close. That's the key, is close above that price channel at 2.30. So right now we just have that sideways action here. So we got to see which way she's going to break. But I think she's going to break. If it's going to break, it's going to break right to the upside. Okay, here we have this RSI here. You're sitting right in the middle at 52. Your MACD, your green is over your red yet. That's still very, very bullish. We just have the sideways actions here. So again, for today, watch that 200 day. You get above it, we know we're going to go right to that 230. Downside, just watch that 8 SMA. Okay, 2.20. And you know where you're going to go. You're going to go right to that 21 day at 2.15. Okay, that's what I got for you. Now we'll be back here at midday trading. We'll take a look and see what crude oil doing, natural gas, and then we always throw something else, mix. Now remember, that CPI report is going to be out today at 8:30, and that could definitely be a market mover. Okay, so that could be in your favor. Okay, so just pay attention to that CPI today, that PPI tomorrow. Okay, and that's going to be and then we have that unemployment rate. And that's going to all affect the Fed next week, but it's going to be very, very key here on the trading basis. Okay, that's what I got for you. And remember, trade what's in front of you, not what you want.